This is the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Here's a look at tonight's top stories. Sunwing Airlines gives a major boost to Grand Bahamas tourism sector. Also, local contractors positive about Grand Bahamas' growing potential. And later, an identity theft victim speaks out after her cousin marries a foreign national using her name.
The Bahamas Tonight Northern Edition starts now.
Good evening and welcome to the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. I'm Raven Davis. Thank you so much for tuning in. Topping the news tonight, in a major boost for Grand Bahamas tourism sector, Sunwing Airlines welcomed several hundred passengers over the weekend. The Minister of Tourism, Investments and Aviation expressed optimism, highlighting strong air arrivals are already making a significant impact, and government is hopeful this increased traffic will translate into long-term benefits for the economy. Here's tonight's top story.
Sunwing is an important partner, and we're delighted with what we're seeing.
Good news for Grand Bahama as Sunwing Airlines brought in several hundred passengers over the weekend. This marks a significant milestone following last year's announcement that the Canadian airline would be ramping up its services to the island with additional flights from both Montreal and Toronto.
We started Sunwing about 2 years ago into Grand Bahama. It's doing exceedingly well, and we're doing 2 flights a week from Toronto and Montreal. And initially, Toronto was to be December to April, but the demand was so good that they determined that they would do it on a full year basis. And we expect the Montreal flight to even stay beyond April as well this year.
Minister of Tourism, Investments and Aviation, the Honorable Chester Cooper, expressing his satisfaction with the results so far. He emphasized the strong numbers, noting that this is a clear sign of the growing demand and interest in Grand Bahama as a travel destination.
In January alone, we had about 1,500 passengers coming in to Grand Bahama. And last year we had about 11,000, which was almost 100% ahead of the 2023 arrivals on Sunwing. So this is a big deal for Grand Bahama.
TPM Cooper adds that the air arrivals further reinforce what he has been saying about Grand Bahama having a great product. He says the uptick in travel means more opportunities for local businesses.
We know that stopover visitors tend to spend somewhere in the region of $2,500 in Grand Bahama. $2,500 per passenger. So that's economic impact directly into the economy and the pockets of hotels and restaurants and vendors and hair braiders. And we hope that this trend is going to continue. But January is very strong. And this is great for our Canada market. We're growing the percentage of our guests coming out of Canada.
Passengers arriving on Sunwing flights have praised the island's relaxing atmosphere, adding that they're eager to soak in the sun.
Came to Bahamas for a holiday and get married. All right.
I'm hoping to find a lovely beach and lots of natural areas, hopefully some birds, learn about the culture, learn about the people a little bit.
Expecting great people, beautiful weather, fun on the beach.
Okay.
Well, with the near completion of major projects like Doctors Hospital and Carnival Corporation's Celebration Key, many hope they will be the catalyst to Grand Bahama's economic renaissance to once again be dawned in the Magic City. Our Matthew Motomboro has more details in this report.
With ongoing projects like Carnival Corporation, Celebration Key, and Doctors Hospital, President of FES Construction, Cameron Edgecombe, says the economic boom for Grand Bahama is inevitable.
You know, it's been slow in Grand Bahama, and you have a lot of construction workers that are in Nassau and Abaco that are just waiting for the boom for them to move back home. Well, I see the stride of the economic construction boost for Grand Bahama to come on stream basically at the end of the year.
Edgecombe adds there's more to come once the other projects on the island enter their respective beginning stages.
I know they were talking about the project of Royal Caribbean at renovating Xanadu properties. So they were talking about the airport being renovated, and that will bring other projects on stream. There was also a mention of the Six Sense project that was going to develop down at the Banana Bay area. I know they had cleared the property and they were now very close to going into the construction phase, because once you see a property cleared and you see fence going up, then they should be going in the next phase.
Self-operated business owner of Lewis Roofing and Construction, Devlin Lewis, agrees, adding Grand Bahama is long overdue for a bounce back since Hurricane Dorian and COVID-19.
Here on right now, construction has been at a boom, and I hope it could get better along with these other projects that we have coming on stream.
Both construction experts say with the current progressing projects and more in the pipeline, Grand Bahama can expect a major boost by the end of 2025. For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Matthew Martinborough.
News from Bimini, the Member of Parliament for West Grand Bahama, Kingsley Smith Jr., giving his take on the Hilton and Resorts World Bimini split. In a statement released by Resorts World, it reads, "We are embarking on an exciting new chapter as we transition back to being a fully independent Resorts World property, allowing us to craft a truly personalized and inspired hospitality experience." Smith says he does not believe that the two companies parting ways will have any impact on that northern island.
This split between Resorts World from the Hilton brand does not affect the initial investment and jobs in Bimini. Operation remain ongoing. The tourism numbers in Bimini continue to increase, and we expect it to further increase upon completion of the new airport terminal that is being built. As you are aware, Bimini as a destination is a brand in and of itself. So people are still coming and will continue to come. Resorts World continues to be an important corporate stakeholder on the island, and we look forward to them further deepening their investor confidence in the island's economy.
Well, some 10 years after her cousin used her identity to marry a foreign national, one Grand Bahama woman is publicly calling for help. As she breaks her silence, she shares how being a victim of identity theft is hindering her from moving forward. Shalia Roll has this ZNS Investigate story.
Imagine being legally married without knowing. Well, that was the case for 30-year-old Perdisha Russell, whose cousin used her name and information to marry a foreign national. And fast forward to 10 years later, she is still not able to get a divorce.
Perdisha Shanice Patrice Russell, and she was like, "Yes, ma'am, August 11, 1995. I said, "Yes, ma'am." She said, "Yes, ma'am, you've been married from 2015. Immediately, I was angry.
The police were then called and an investigation was started. While in the process, officers picked her up from work for questioning, and Russell was asked if she was familiar with anyone in the building. As she replied no, the officers pointed out the man that she was allegedly married to. After a heated argument, her alleged husband, who is a Haitian national, then confessed that it was her cousin who stole her identity so that he can acquire Bahamian citizenship for $3,000 to $4,000.
Perdisha, you my wife. I said, so I was like, "You got the name, right?" So I was like, "How many kids I have?" He stopped. I said, "No, I'm your wife. How many kids do we have? Because I have children." He couldn't tell me how many kids I have. He couldn't tell me my parents' name. He couldn't tell me my siblings. Nothing. During the investigation, they found out that she used an old voter's card, an old national insurance card, the yellow one. I can remember them showing me that.
On November 19th, 2018, the Bahamas Journal reported that Adalius Jacks was hauled before Magistrate Cara Turnquest DeVoe for making a false declaration of marriage while in his possession was a marriage certificate bearing the name of Perdisha Russell and Adalius Jacks. Russell also adds that although the Haitian national was arrested, her cousin was not. Since then, she has been reaching out to the relevant authorities to be divorced. Police officials told her that a letter would be sent to the Registrar General's office, but to no avail.
See a letter, ain't nothing coming up for Perdisha Russell. I had my mommy check on it in Nassau because my mommy lives in Nassau. I had my aunt check on it in Nassau because they live in Nassau. And I called. I went to the police station over here asking how I could get some type of assistance to get this out of the system. And it's like nobody could help me, and I don't understand because I never got married.
The victim of identity theft says that this year she is hoping that the issue is rectified so that she can move on with her life and pursue a marriage of her own.
Relieved, because in the back of my mind now I can move forward. If it does happen, in the back of my mind I can move forward with my life. Because like I told you, for 6 years, even though I was silent, there hasn't been a day that gone by that I didn't think about it.
Now, Perdisha says that this has been nothing but a nightmare for her that is placing her life on hold. She's hoping that someone can finally give her the divorce to a marriage she never wanted or asked for. For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Shelia Roll.
And still to come.
Waterkeepers Bahamas participating in a key international climate change conference. We will have details of that story and sports highlights when the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, returns.
There are some things that are undeniably Bahamian. A good count salad, junkanoo, the way we worship, the way we take care of one another, all undeniably Bahamian. And right in the midst of our iconic things, places, and people is Commonwealth Bank. Increasing access, sponsoring dreams, working alongside Bahamians to increase the quality of their lives for more than 60 years. Commonwealth Bank, nothing more than being Bahamian. Commonwealth Bank, leader in personal banking services.
Come on down and see what Dolly Madison has in store for you. Renovate and rejuvenate at Dolly Madison.
Dolly Madison.
Do It Center's two-day sale this Friday, February 28th and March 1st. 20% off store-wide, located in number 33 Gold Rock Complex, Grand Bahama Highway.
Use a bin to put it in.
Let's keep it clean.
Yeah. Put it in the trash, my guy. Not on the ground, not on the beach, not in the bush, not in the street. No, yeah. Just put it in the trash, my guy. Not on the ground, not on the beach, not in the bush, not on the streets. Just put it in the trash, my guy.
Bombastic side eye. Criminal offensive side eye.
Put it in the trash. Put it in the trash. That's it, that's it. Put it in the trash. Just put it in the trash. Put it in the trash. That's it. Just put it in the trash, my guy. Not on the ground, not on the beach, not in the bush, not in the street. Just put it in the trash, my guy. Yeah. Just put it in the trash, my guy.
Yeah. We just gotta keep Grand Bahama clean.
Good day, good evening, and good vibes to my Power Nation. I hope you guys are doing so good. You know you got it locked in with the one and only Angel M, baby.
What you doing in the sky, gal?
Listening to Power 104.5 FM.
You still listening to the show, gal?
Yes, Angel M still on.
Gal, bitch, I perfect. Yeah, trouble when she turn it. Need a service. We'll sign hot like a furnace. Hey, gal, what you doing to me? Doing to me. Oh, gal, what you doing to me? Doing to me.
Tune into Good Vibes with Angel M from 2 to 6 on Power 104.5 FM.
You're #1 team in the North. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better.
Welcome back. A local organization says based on its examination, in 100 years, the sea level will rise up to 25 to 30 feet, covering the majority of islands. Tonight, Waterkeepers Alliance will meet in Miami for a one-day conclave that will focus on climate change and its impact to the Bahamas.
And I give this because this is what is happening to our islands. I've been documenting about 12 years ago a particular huge tree that was 25 feet from the seacoast, from the high tide. And now, after 10 years only, that tree is being inundated by the ocean surge on the beach, and the roots are now about 8 feet out of the water, and the water's gushing around it. So we must be very careful, because where are we going to go to when the sea level rise makes it impossible for us to inhabit these islands? You know, many eons ago, they were underwater. These are all islands that have come up out of the ocean, and sometime in the future, they will go back under the ocean.
Chairman of Waterkeepers Bahamas, Joe Darville, says a range of topics will be discussed, and he's urging Bahamians to pay attention to what the realities could be.
What mountains we have in the Bahamas? And we got one little island high, Cat Island, and maybe Long Island, we got one there. About 75 or 80 feet high. But, you know, we have nowhere to go. And I have advised our children, I said, you better learn how to build boats. That's why in all of our programs, we're teaching them how to swim, how to dive, and to examine what is happening to the coastal area, to coral reefs, etc. And so, you know, we have a serious responsibility to prepare the younger generations for the future.
In other news, estate planning and the importance of crafting one was stressed by financial expert Kayleen Newton during a recent estate planning blueprint masterclass held at the Pelican Bay Resort. She says budgeting is not a financial plan and a will is not an estate plan.
Estate planning is about protection to ensure your wealth is distributed as per your wishes. Legal clarity reduces disputes and prevents costly probate procedures, meaning it's going on year after year after year. Healthcare control. And you would see tax efficiency, but remember, I also teach this globally. And so from a tax perspective, if you have any connection, and we have Bahamians who also have tax implications in the U.S., estate planning helps you minimize those taxes to preserve more for your beneficiaries.
Newton adds an estate plan is essentially who you are, what you own, what you owe, and what happens to you in the event of an emergency before and after death.
Another thing that gives more grief to individuals, even when emergencies happen, is trying to determine what medical preferences a person wants. If they get in a car accident, if they end up bedridden, if something happens to them. Because again, we don't want to have these conversations because we think it's morbid. No, it gives peace. Because when something happens to you, family have to deal with you, and they have to deal with the disruption and give you the best care they can. And if emotionally they cannot deal with it, this isn't personal, it's real.
And that's a look at stories making news. Sports is next, but first a check on your local weather forecast.
Tonight's weather forecast is brought to you by Royal Star Assurance.
'Cause it's so beautiful.
See news in the making? Call us at 352-9713 or 359-5167, or you can email us at zns3news@gmail.com.
Park and Shop's end of season sale is here. Get 25% off store-wide plus $5 and $10 racks, 50% off kids' cloths, and reduced blankets. Sale runs February 26th to March 1st. Come in and check them out.
BMES Warriors invite you to the Road to 60 Festival, Saturday, March 1st, 12 noon until on the school grounds. Bingo, games, food, dance, music, and so much more. See you there. The Road to 60 Festival, this Saturday, March 1st.
Get ready for the season with Third Dimension's Garden Prep sale. Save 25% on all lawn and garden supplies from February 28th to March 1st. Visit them on Yellow Pine Street or call them at 352-6126 or 602-0935 for more details.
Use a bin to put it in. Let's keep it clean. Yeah. Put it in the trash, my guy. Not on the ground, not on the beach, not in the bush, not in the street. No. Yeah, just put it in the trash, my guy. Not on the ground, not on the beach, not in the bush, not on the streets. Just put it in the trash, my guy.
Bombastic side eye. Criminal offensive side eye.
Put it in the trash. Put it in the trash. That's it, that's it. Put it in the trash. Just put it in the trash. Put it in the trash. That's it. Just put it in the trash, my guy. Not on the ground, not on the beach, not in the bush, not in the street. Just put it in the trash, my guy. Yeah. Just put it in the trash, my guy.
Yeah. We just gotta keep Grand Bahama clean.
What's happening, ladies and gents? I'm Shane Stubbs, and welcome to Sports. The dust has settled, and the Tabernacle Falcons are the 2025 Hugh Campbell Tournament champions. The Falcons rallied from an early 17-point deficit, eventually sealing the deal in overtime by a final score of 89-87. It was definitely what the kids call cinema nowadays, as it had all the drama you could imagine. Nonetheless, here's Coach Kevin Clark on what he told the team early on.
Control what we can control. We can control not turning it over. We can control rebounding the ball. And as long as we did that, I know that we will get back in the game and we'll be all right. But we know we had all the odds against us. So we had to just keep going, keep fighting.
It was a total team effort, but it came down to the stellar play of three of their best players, Dylan Morris, Anthony Mizik, and Claudius Burrows.
Dylan is our animal. Anthony is our channel, but Claudius, words can't even explain. We needed every basket he gave us.
He just made some impactful plays, those dunks. They were momentum swingers for us, and they really helped pick everybody else up and kept us in it.
Morris was a man on a mission, totaling a team-high 22 points, 9 rebounds, and 3 blocks en route to MVP honors. Mizik finished with 15 of his own, knocking down 4 three-pointers on the night, and Burrows was the big-time spark off the bench late in the game with his timely shooting, scoring 18 and grabbing 8 rebounds, capping off the big win.
Going into the locker room in the second half, our coach said that there's plenty more basketball to come. He said we still got to play. He said still go there and play harder, and we came out and we made the comeback. Him coming off the bench really helped us a lot. For him to score 18 points straight, and if it wasn't for him, we wasn't gonna win the game.
Now the Falcons will hope to keep the momentum going as they get ready for the best of the best showdown, March 26th to the 29th. Meanwhile, in the cycling world, the Grand Bahama Cycling Association is looking toward the future following the success of the Tour de Grand Bahama, and it's going to start with getting primary and high school students involved.
Right now, we're focusing on the youth, trying to build it in the schools, and I think that's where it's at. We're looking forward to have inter-school competitions. I want the public to look forward to a primary school cycling championships just before the summer break. It's actually going to be a tricycle competition, so we want to get them from early where they start competing.
And lastly in sports, scores from Week 3 of Grand Bahama Little League action. In 8U action, the Red Sox defeated the Lions 12-4. In 10U action, the Bahama Red Sox took down the Riviera and Associates Lions 9-2. And in 12U action, the FES Royals defanged the Tigers 4-2.
And that's your check on sports, ladies and gents. I'm Shane Stubbs. Your Facebook friend of the day is up next.
For the best in premium lubricants for your vehicle, purchase Super Synthetic Motor Oils and Hydraulic Fluids, distributed by KMW Battery and Tires in Freeport, Grand Bahama.
For quality and food service, it's Express Food Mart. They have 4 locations just for your convenience: Vallejo Road, Ponce de Leon and Carl Road, 8 Mile Rock, and West End. They're open Monday to Saturday, 7 a.m. to 9 p.m., and on Sundays, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. They're also open on holidays. That's excellence by Express.
Shape Your Crepe has so much to offer. From delicious, savory, and sweet crepes, coffee drinks and bubble teas, to rich, creamy milkshakes, and so much more. We are located on West Mall Drive, Freeport, Grand Bahama, and coming soon to Plaza del Sol, Prince Charles Drive, Nassau, Bahamas. Shape Your Crepe, handcrafted crepes and more. Call us at 68-SHAPE.
Your number one.
Are you ready? I'm ready.
I am ready.
I am ready. I am ready.
Ready or not, it's here. That's right, the biggest gospel show with me, Uncle T Baby Boy, on 8:10 a.m. That's right, interviews, greatest songs, praise and worship. It's going to be exciting. We're going to take the Bahamas to the world and bring the world to the Bahamas.
Your number one team in the North. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better.
And that is going to do it for us here in the North. I'm Raven Davis. Thank you so much for tuning in. Here's a live look at the Bahamas tonight. They're coming your way next.
This public service announcement has been brought to you by the Bahamas National Trust in conjunction with the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas.
For 60 years, we have been here, the voice of the environment. Here, speaking up and for your national parks, all across the islands of this nation. The places God visits for vacation, spanning over 2.5 million acres of land and sea. How delighted then he must be to see a sea of pink, as flamingos mingle and haven like jingles play where queen colts still sleep. And if you listen, you can hear it. The words of gossiping parrots awaiting the diction of the day. All 365 of them, that's every day and every year. 15,000 children share in the beauty of this playground. Our name is yours. And we have been yours for years unnoticed. Don't forget us. Support us. Your national parks. The defenders of your environment. Join us. Remember, our cause is yours. The first land and sea park in the world is yours. Heritage. Here it is. When was the last time you gasped at our scenery, gotten lost in the depth of our reefs, or even awed at the green of the leaves of our trees? Don't hesitate to donate and volunteer. Don't hesitate to care. We are here for you. The Bahamas National Trust, BNT. 3 letters that spell out simply, perfectly, and undoubtedly that we are yours.
I'll be coming for y'all again.
Are you ready for the hottest sports show on the market? It's called The Timeout. Sundays on the ZNet Television Network. In our first show, 4 decades of sports in the country.
At the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas, I'm Clint Watson, and this is ZNS.
ZNS News is brought to you by the new BTC. Fiber is here. Faster, stronger, more reliable. Together, we are unstoppable. Switch today.
Coming up in the Bahamas tonight, a mid-year checkup on the local economy as the Prime Minister presents a progress report on government revenue, expenditure, fiscal successes, and challenges. Also, a corrections officer finds himself on the wrong side of the law. Hear what the National Security Minister has to say about corruption within the ranks. And this year's hurricane names released to find out if your name makes the list. The Bahamas tonight. The National Report starts now. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the broadcast. We're at the halfway mark in the 2024-2025 fiscal year, and that means giving Bahamians a progress report on where things stand. And for that, Minister of Finance, Prime Minister the Honorable Philip Davis will deliver the mid-year budget communication in the House of Assembly tomorrow morning. This gives an administration the opportunity to highlight the decisions made during a budgetary cycle. Upgrades in national security, energy reform, family island development, education, and labor were some of the primary accomplishments of the 2023-2024 budget, which the Prime Minister then touted as representative of his government's conscious decision to invest in the nation's future. Well, here's Economic Affairs Minister, Senator the Honorable Michael Alcides, on what we can expect on Wednesday.
What the Prime Minister will do is go into more detail on the performance of the economy, the performance of the finances, and where we are at 6 months into this budget year. And as we move into the second half of the budget year, the Prime Minister will detail the initiatives that we are confident will enable us to achieve our budget targets. And that is our continuing focus on growing the economy, improving the revenue administration and containing the costs, and seeking new sources of revenue. So at this point, we are confident that we should still be able to achieve our targets that we set at the beginning of the budget year.
Well, tune into the Parliamentary Channel at 10 a.m. tomorrow for live coverage of the 2024-2025 mid-year budget communication in the House of Assembly. Well, from the economy, we turn our attention to crime. The Anti-Gang Corruption Task Force is investigating its first case under the anti-gang law passed last April and enacted that August. Part of a compendium of anti-crime bills, the legislation gives the Supreme Court the capacity to declare a group as a gang in order to prosecute its members. Anyone found guilty could face 25 years in prison and up to a fine of $100,000. However, if determined that a proven gang member took a life during gang-related activity, he or she faces life behind bars.
We are well on the way and hoping that very shortly we'll be able to put persons before the courts and deem them true gang leaders in our community and put them before the courts.
Meantime, the government's serving notice to those engaging in destructive practices against the environment. You will be sought after and held accountable. Corval Pyfram has the National Security Minister's announcement meant to right ship years of criminality.
The government is turning up the heat on those who commit crimes against the environment.
While our focus tends to be on crimes against the persons for obvious reasons, it is critically important that we take crimes against our environment more seriously.
National Security Minister Wayne Munro announcing Monday that a steering group with oversight powers has been established. He says for far too long, environmental crimes, activities such as illegal excavation, unauthorized coal burning, poaching, among many others, have gone unchecked.
This government being determined to enforce laws against environmental crime. We have created the Bahamas Wildlife Enforcement Network Steering Group that is headed by Commander Desiree Cornet of the Royal Bahamas Defense Force. And this will lead the charge against violators who will now face serious consequences for their actions.
Though just announcing the creation of this body, Mr. Monroe contends that already it has been hard at work and seeing some successes.
They have actively engaged in training, and they've actively assisted the Ministry of Agriculture and Fisheries, the Ministry of the Environment and its forestry sections, and the Ministry of Works in enforcing excavation permits or the ability not to be excavating.
The Still Now Bahamas Wildlife Enforcement Network Steering Group, the minister says, will hopefully be regularized by legislation within this legislative year. Currently, the group, he says, is comprised of seconded members of the Royal Bahamas Defense and Police Forces and other agencies. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Corvell Pfeiffer.
Or from the courts, a corrections officer charged with smuggling contraband into the prison. Senior Magistrate Shaka Seville yesterday arraigned 31-year-old Collins Rowe for possession of dangerous drugs with intent to supply and taking prohibited articles into a correctional facility. Prosecutors allege that last Thursday, February 20th, Rowe smuggled a phone, 2 chargers, and 2 pairs of headphones into the prison. When he was stopped for the contraband, fellow officers allegedly also found 14 ounces of marijuana with a street value of $1,400. National Security Minister, the Honorable Wayne Monroe, commented on this latest incident of corruption.
The Bahamas Department of Correction and the correctional officers are no different from the Royal Bahamas Police Force, the Royal Bahamas Defense Force, or any other agencies. We recruit from the public. And so the same foibles that exist in the public may exist on the force. Each of the agencies use different methods in their recruitment exercise to seek to recruit only the best. But even recruiting only the best, you are recruiting human beings. And the measure of an organization, in my view, is not whether it has any members that stumble, that breaches the rules, but the measure of that institution is what it does when that happens.
Now, what happened in this case is that Collins Rowe was swiftly brought before the courts. He pleaded not guilty to smuggling contraband into the prison and was granted $6,000 bail. His trial set for June 4th. Coming up, wild weather in Eleuthero. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. There's more news in a moment.
Imagine a world where every brand knows your name and every store awaits your arrival. Elite shopping, travel where luxury is a lifestyle and every journey feels like home. Dine where every flavor is just for you, every table reserved, and every moment a taste of perfection. Make every big moment even bigger. Experience banking where wealth isn't just managed, it's maximized. Step into a world without limits. Commonwealth Bank, leader in personal banking services.
Experience the difference with BTC's fixed services. Whether you're working from home or enjoying family time, BTC ensures you're always in touch with the people and moments that count. BTC isn't just a service, it's a lifestyle. Stay connected, stay inspired, and live your best life. BTC.
KFC Value Box for just $9.95. Crunch your KFC craving with a KFC Value Box for just $9.95. Get a piece of our golden fried chicken, crispy fries, cheesy mashed potatoes, 3 juicy all-white meat nuggets, a buttery biscuit, a sweet dessert biscuit, and a 16-ounce soda, all for just $9.95. Now that's a deal. Big flavor, bigger value, and always KFC. Finger licking good.
Not ain't the cause for success. If
looking for the perfect place to shape up your life, you ain't gotta look no further, just head to BTVI. You can build from foundation, they'll give you all the tools
to design a better future, the one that's best for you.
Go get a jump start on your dream career. What are you waiting for? You have no time to spare.
BTVI for all of your professional needs. BTVI teaching you the steps to succeed.
The building blocks for you to get a brand new start.
Enhance your skills today and sign up for a course.
BTVI, yeah. Charting the course for success. Honey barbecue, sweet and spicy, all new.
Signature hot wings.
What's your flavor?
Roasted garlic parmesan, tastes so good, chicken, you know.
Those pepper wings.
Now available at Popeyes in Nassau.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Bahamas Striping Group of Companies. Safety first.
You're looking at a shot there of Betty Kelly Kenning National Aquatic Center, home of the Character Swim Team. Welcome back. Wicked weather is spawning a tornado over in Harbor Island, Eleuthera. Our team on the ground there spoke with officer in charge of the North Eleuthera District, Superintendent Adrian Knowles, who says the torrential rain and fierce wind of up to 60 to 70 miles per hour began as early as 8 a.m.
There were no significant damages, but we need to be aware of these type of weathers throughout the year. Be mindful that the hurricane season is coming up and we need to be prepared. So I encourage all individual residents and tourists alike to start preparing their homes, their properties for such unfortunate events. Get rid of all the debris, the dirt that are in your yard, things that are easy to be flown about. Get rid of them. Make sure your property is securely secured for this weather.
Chief Counselor for Harbor Island District Harvey Roberts and current resident Robert Griffin says today's tornado seemingly came out of nowhere. But when it did, there were flashbacks of a hurricane, snapped poles, downed cable wires, and lost transformers.
The pole, when it fell across the road, so it pulled the wires down with it. Yeah. So BPL is working very hard to try to get it back again. And I think it's about 2 businesses down there that are now closed due to no electricity because the pole just fell and destroyed. Even the tourism office upstairs, that was disrupted for a while as well. But thank God we're okay. We're okay. No one got hurt. That's the main thing. Yes. We're still cleaning up the area. Yeah.
We had a water spout that came off of the water into the land and then turned into like a mini tornado once it hit land. And then they had a boat flipped over. A bunch of the local park there was messed up pretty bad. Basketball rims and poles mashed down.
Well, Mother Nature particularly kind to the Bahamas last year. Though an extremely active hurricane season, the islands were spared the wrath of 2024's 18 named storms, 11 hurricanes, and 5 major hurricanes. And it's safe to presume Bahamians are praying for much of the same as the National Hurricane Center releases its 2025 hurricane names. Now, making this year's cut, Andrea, Barry, Chantal, Dexter, which replaces Dorian that was retired following 2019's mass devastation, Aaron, Fernan, Gabriel, Umberto, Imelda, Jerry, Karen, Lorenzo, Melissa, Nestor, Olga, Pablo, Rebecca, Sebastian, Tanya, Van, and Wendy. Experts warn that while there's still a few months before the season starts, it's not too early to start preparing. Well, tonight, We turn our attention to the evolving relationship between Canada and the Bahamas. In a recent sit-down with the Canadian High Commissioner here, our Devontae Hanna learns of the plans to better the future of this bilateral partnership.
Tonight, look into the future of an important diplomatic relationship between the Bahamas and Canada,
and particularly in the area of trade, commerce, business-to-business collaboration.
That's High Commissioner Mark Berman on his first official visit here, and he says over a dozen Canadian investors will make their way in the country with hopes of shoring up economic collaboration.
We have a number of people on green technology, energy transition, agri-food, fintech, and IT Digicel. So it's looking at those areas where I think there's a real a feeling that the Bahamas is a good place to invest.
Reflecting on the global challenges facing the Bahamas, High Commissioner Berman believes the partnerships will give the Bahamas a much-needed boost as a small island developing state.
I think it takes the Bahamas in the direction they want to go, being a modern economy, being able to deal with issues of climate change in terms of green technologies and energy transition, being a modern society that focuses on technology, which is the direction that we're going in.
And a critical issue. Climate change is not forgotten as both countries strengthen ties.
We've been front and center on looking at issues of climate financing and try to make it more accessible to particularly countries like the Bahamas that are considered higher income, who've had more challenges accessing funding. And Canada has recognized some of the challenges and has worked very closely with this region.
The talks for a High Commissioner to be appointed to the Bahamas was initiated between Prime Minister Davis and President Trudeau during the Canada-CARICOM Summit in Ottawa back in 2023. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Devontae Hanna.
Well, thanks, Devontae. Meantime, the African Caribbean Trade and Logistics Consulting Group, headed by a group of Bahamians, congratulating the Davis administration for taking another major step to solidifying partnerships with Africa that will ultimately promote national development. CEO of the Afri-Caribbean Consulting Group, Melissa Darville, says the $200 million framework agreement the Prime Minister signed last week with Afri-Exim Bank President Benedict Orama couldn't have come at a better time, as Bahamians are blazing new trails of trade and commerce in Africa. Her group has officially announced its inaugural Afri-Caribbean Global Business Trade Expo, April 22nd and 23rd, at the prestigious Labadee Beach Hotel in Accra, Ghana.
This event will bring together businesses and investors from the Bahamas, Barbados, Jamaica, St. Lucia, Trinidad, Ghana, Nigeria, South Africa, and more. This is your opportunity to connect with industry leaders, explore trade opportunities. Industries will be present from agriculture, manufacturing, logistics, finance, technology, real estate, agro-processing, textiles, even energy. Don't miss this chance to expand your reach, forge new partnerships, and to be a part of history.
We can also tell you tonight that the government's casting its net wide to ensure the country's fly fishing industry remains in the hands of Bahamians. The Ministry of Agriculture and Marine Resources, in partnership with the Small Business Development Center, has launched the Fly Fishing Entrepreneurs Initiative, a program aimed at equipping Bahamians with the resources, training, and support needed to thrive in the sector. As part of the initiative, the SBDC donated $50,000 to the Bahamas Fly Fishing Association to help sustain and expand Bahamian-owned businesses. With nearly 8,000 people employed in the sector, Executive Director of the SBDC, Samantha Roll, says this million-dollar industry is more than just a hobby.
These numbers highlight the great value that this industry has, and through this initiative, we will ensure that Bahamian fly fishing entrepreneurs have the tools, the training, and resources to build sustainable businesses that will last for generations.
Fishing Association member Valentino Monroe says funding is a big step in the right direction.
The grant funding will go a long way in helping our members and young Bahamians to realize their dreams, putting Bahamians in a better position to compete against the forces throughout the Bahamas Many of them are international forces who have access to resources that often Bahamians do not have.
I'll tune into a special edition of The Rundown, 8 p.m. tomorrow, where officials at the SBDC will travel to Eleuthera for a town hall meeting to discuss and highlight several other initiatives with efforts to strengthen entrepreneurship in the Bahamas. Well, stay with us on The Beat is after the break.
Why folk call Smart Pass, the smart way to pay at the pump.
We're here at the Nassau Village Community Center project, where over the past 17 months, we've hired over 20 Bahamian subcontractors to bring this beautiful project to fruition.
I've been living in Nassau Village for more than 19 years, and to see a project like this bring great joy and pride to me.
This state-of-the-art multi-purpose community center will serve as a crime-fighting initiative in the community. Also help with the education of our kids in this community and a hurricane shelter.
Yeah, and it also shows what we as Bahamians can achieve when we work hand in hand with each other.
We have the technical know-how, and we can pretty much deliver on any project here in the Bahamas or in the world.
Bahamas Private and the Bahamian Company, they prove that they believe in Bahamians.
Based on the outcome of this project, I don't think they're disappointed in giving a small person an opportunity to do a job such as this.
The more opportunity they get, the more opportunity we will get.
If you look around and see the work done so far, it just shows what we as Bahamians can do.
Education is the key to success, and the University of the West Indies Global Campus Bahamas is your partner in success. Take a course that increases your value in a matter of weeks, or get that degree you've been dreaming of with convenient online learning. Visit us at global.uwi.edu/Bahamas, call 323-6593, or WhatsApp 456-6687 today.
Lessons gonna find me.
Introducing the Focal Smart Pass app that helps you to fuel up faster. Here's how it works. Download the app on the App Store or get it on Google Play and create your profile with payment details. Visit your nearest Shell station. Open the app, scan the pump's QR code, select your payment amount, and begin fueling. Say goodbye to cash and cards because the Focal Smart Pass offers secure and convenient payment options right at your fingertips. Download Focal Smart Pass now and fuel up faster today.
Heart Month is coming to a close, but in no way does this mean our concern should. An expert cardiologist explains why the heart is one of the most important organs. Our Danielle Dean has more in tonight's Health Matters.
If you're not preventing it, you're promoting it.
A short and sweet message by cardiologist Dr. Conville Brown, applicable to any bad habit one willingly fosters. The heart enables the flow of blood to every cell, tissue, and organ, including the brain, making it one of, if not the most important organ in the body.
So when we get amputations, it's not just because of diabetes, it's because the diabetes contributes to the blood vessels getting blocked off. And then the feet don't get blood flow, and you have to snip off the toes, and then the top of the foot, then above the ankle, then below the knee, and then above the knee. And before you know it, you're walking around on crutches, if you're lucky.
Brown, an expert in the field of cardiology for decades, says there's not much that can't be prevented with a healthy lifestyle, stressing the importance of running away from the foods and habits that do not serve the body and disrupt its functions. With Health Matters for the Bahamas tonight, I'm Danielle Dean.
Well, it's now time to check in with LaDawn for a sneak peek of Access Now. LaDawn, what do you have for us tonight?
Well, Makushla, BTC launched its new gadget, the S25 series, and we've got all of the highlights about its features coming up in Access Now.
Good news for all you techies out there. Stay with us. Our feature story is up next.
diet-friendly special?
What if I told you Wendy's has a new burger? With a flavor so secret, it's almost too delicious to handle. Well, now it's time to unlock that flavor. Try the new sweet and smoky barbecue cheeseburger. We can't tell you everything, but we can tell you that it's packed with flavor, including our secret barbecue sauce. Try the new sweet and smoky barbecue cheeseburger today. Available for a limited time. Limited time. Limited time.
What? You don't know what TDC is? Tourism Development Corporation? You mean the Ministry of Tourism? No, that ain't the same thing, but the Tourism Development Corporation helps to develop and grow Bahamian businesses in the tourism industry. You heard what they say, Mike? Oh, yeah. Develop and grow. You don't know what all the things they do? What does do? Hey, check the website, boy.
Start your journey to ownership of our #1 industry today. Log on to tdcbahamas.com.
Hey, Josie. Hey, honey. You got no message for me yet? Can I tell you why I get no money? At least not yet. I get my money. Managers. Oh, I done upload it.
Hello, Miss Daisy. Your check is ready.
Thanks. I got it. I come for that little thing. You got it?
Money managers, responsible lenders for responsible people.
The 81st Bahamas Red Cross Fair, just a little more than a month away, Saturday, March 29th to be exact. The venue, the Arawak Key Fish Fry Heritage Site. This year's theme, Generation to Generation. President of the Bahamas Red Cross, Addison Sumner, assures the public that proceeds will continue to go toward helping those most vulnerable in the community.
We would like to see a net return of at least $150,000, right? And much more than that if we can raise a lot more. I think we'll do better this year than we've done in previous years because we are planning for it. I think that we will attract a lot more people than we had last year because we were up against some very stiff competition last year with people having to travel to regattas and homecomings and the rest of it. So we were very careful this year to plan this event when there was nothing else like that happening that will interfere with our support base for the fair.
Well, that does it for the national report, but stay close. The Bahamas Tonight continues with Access Now.
Welcome to What's Trending. Join me, Jiminita Swain.
And me, The Bahama Beauty, Monday through Thursday at 6 p.m.
Only on the ZNS Network.
Get the glow, keeping you in the know, keeping you in the know. God, that's good enough to eat, that is good to grow. It's good enough to eat, that is good to grow.
In kitchens across the Bahamas, the fiery kick of goat peppers is a familiar taste. But for Chantel Ferguson, it's the heart of a growing business. Sourcing these vibrant peppers from local farmers, she crafts rich, flavorful spices and sauces that bring the essence of the islands to every dish.
Kind of like I stumbled across dealing with the goat pepper. Basically, one day I made some sauce, and I sent him to my brother, gave him a little sauce that I make that I normally, like we all have a way of preserving our peppers. So I just sent a little bit of it with him, and he called me back, he was like, "Hey, where you get that sauce from?" He's like, "I bought it." He's like, "What you talking about?" That's just a little something that I do just to preserve the peppers so they don't go bad. He's like, "Well, you need them after that."
What started as a passion for bold flavors has now turned into a brand that's catching the attention of quite a number of Bahamians. With every bottle and jar, Ferguson isn't just selling heat. She's bottling the essence of Bahamian tradition, one pepper at a time.
A lot of people ask me, well, why goat pepper? I love my country, love being a Bahamian, and I just feel like we're losing too much of ourselves, and like because goat pepper is something that's ours. Since I got started in the business, I understand also that goat pepper is gradually becoming extinct, and I would want to keep something that's ours for as long as I possibly can.
And her products aren't just regular sauces and powders. Ferguson continues to push the limits by adding peppers in unlikely places.
So my customer favorites are basically like the candies. What I did, I took the traditional Bahamian Benny peanut and coconut cake and added a gourmet twist on it with goat pepper. And then also the lime and pepper seasoning. That's everything you basically need in one packet for your seafood. But basically in our household, we use it on everything from seafood to chicken. We use it on vegetables. We use it on fruit. So yeah, and then also the hot sauces. Those are basically the favorites.
So if you're interested in trying any of Ferguson's products, head on over to Facebook and Instagram for more details. Keeping you in the know with Good to Grow, I'm Leah Cooper.
New Mount Zion is celebrating its Diamond Jubilee with intent. Details are straight ahead. Plus, Commonwealth Brewery Limited and Red Bull are in partnership. Sounds like a great mix. Kiss My Peach is all about empowerment. Destiny Reed has a story. Stay close for that. And coming up in sports, an overtime thriller in the Hugh Campbell title game. Find out who came out on top.
The Bahamas Tonight Access Now starts now.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Bahamas Tonight Access Now. I'm LaDawn Davis. Thanks so much for tuning in. Last night, the Rundown featured the newly appointed Commissioner of Police, and tonight, the Rundown features the Commodore of the Defense Force. But before all of that, let's dive right into the news, shall we? Staff at New Mount Zion Baptist Church are looking to expand their reach and revamp their methods as they commemorate their Diamond Jubilee year. Son of lead pastor John Stewart says while 60 years is no small feat, some of what worked one time ago no longer does.
There is a call to relevance for the church. We're now finding the need to put more time and effort into media, more time and effort into placing one's footprint and imprint on the internet, making sure that you branch out in terms of social media and having your own web page and making sure that you're getting out on the platforms that provide worldwide broadcasting.
Pastor Alfred Stewart assumed the lead pastoral position back in 2009. His 16 years of experience has taught him not to major on the minors. He addressed the public's opinion that the island is unnecessarily populated with an excessive amount of churches.
We shouldn't let that be a distraction from the church. The focal point that we need to stay focused on is the fact that, there's only one church, all right? And no matter how we try to divide ourselves, there's only one church. God has one church in the earth, and he sees us all as one.
An exciting partnership celebrating Commonwealth Brewery Limited and Red Bull. On Friday, team members toasting to the partnership now securing the Red Bull brand as the newest branch of CBL beverage offerings. CBL Sales Director Wenrick Clark and Partnership Director Andre Wold are fired up.
It's a really exciting moment for us here at Commonwealth Brewery as we are officially welcoming the Red Bull brand to our family of brands. Very excited, and I want to have you know, this is not just about adding another brand to our portfolio. No, this is a commitment of CBL to globally world-class brands and world-class brand experiences.
Red Bull is a globally recognized brand. It's something that a lot of people of all ages love to consume. It's a very versatile beverage, and partnering with a company like CBL, with the kind of dominance that we also have in the market, the reach that we have that we're able to provide to Red Bull, it's a match made in heaven. Festivities.
With the Red Bull name synonymous with the quote, Red Bull gives you wings, portfolio manager Denzel DeVoe says the partnership is about flying to new heights.
We're known as a beer company, but we wanted to go a little bit beyond beer. And this made sense in terms of the partnership because this is something that you have the #1 category leader coming towards the #1 distribution leader.
The new wave of Samsung, now available locally through BTC, the communications company, on Friday hosted the official launch of the much-anticipated Samsung S25 series. Commercial Operations Director Keisha Edwards and Compliance Officer Rochelle Morrison highlighting the release with exciting new features from the Samsung line, including the enhanced pen for productivity, ultra-fast performance with the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 processors, among attractive upgrades.
We are very excited to bring this device, the Bahamas, exclusively available by BTC. What we try to do is, of course, continue in pushing innovation, and this device offers quite a lot to our, basically a very Samsung-oriented market.
So we have 3 amazing devices in the series. We have the Samsung S25, then we have the S25 Plus, and then we have the Samsung S25 Ultra, which is for our customers who enjoy that tab phone experience.
Samsung merchant Milan Sherman says following significant research, users will likely appreciate the enhanced security features.
Samsung has the Knox security. I know that is something that I would say our competitor, Apple, would say that Apple users would say that, the security is amazing there. I understand that. But with Knox security, Samsung takes a lot of pride in making sure that your personal, private information is absolutely secured.
BTC hosting a fun-filled community event at the Coral Harbor Park recently, providing local residents with entertainment, food, games, and an opportunity to become part of the BTC Nation. CEO of BTC, Samir Abati, says that this event is one of many designed to say thank you to its customers for their consistent support.
Coral Harbor is 100% fiber capable. Many customers here already have fiber. We want to say thank you to them for taking fiber. It is the best network here in the Bahamas. It's been awarded as the best network in the Bahamas. But for us to say thank you also means that we're here to show up for our network, to show up for our services, and today to show up for our community. That's what today is all about. It's about gratitude.
And while the main focus of the event is in showing gratitude, Bhatti says that BTC staff is just as focused on ensuring that all necessary network upgrades are met for its customers.
My entire senior leadership team is out here. We're listening to customers. We're going to take it back and unpack what we hear. In some cases, if customers have an issue where they're not getting what they expect, we're solving it right here on the grounds. Or if we need to roll a tech to their homes, we will do that. That's another example of how we are leaning into community.
Shantana Etienne is shaking up the fitness scene with Kiss My Peach, an empowering activewear brand designed to make women feel sexy, strong, and comfortable both in and out of the gym. Destiny Reed has a story.
When Shantana Etienne stepped into the world of fitness, she didn't just want to find the perfect gym wear. She wanted to create it. Fueled by a passion for both style and strength, she's now launching Kiss My Peach, an activewear brand designed to empower women to feel unstoppable, both inside and outside the gym. What started as a dream to merge fashion with functionality has quickly turned into a reality, and this bold new brand is ready to inspire a movement. This isn't just about clothes, it's about embracing confidence, breaking boundaries, and showing up as your best self every day.
I just wanted people to feel good and look good and feel confident while working, no baggy t-shirts and all that, just bring a different look to the gym.
Etienne expressed confidence in overcoming the challenges she's faced, stating that while the journey has not been easy, she is determined to rise to the top.
There was moments, first of all, like I said, finding someone that could bring me good quality, make my brand represent me in the way that I wanted to. That was a challenge to me. And then also, I'm not the only one selling athleisure wear or gym apparel. So that was another challenge for me. But I overcame that by just bringing me to my brand. There's only one me, and only I could represent and make my brand what I wanted to.
A message from Etienne to those who think that they can't?
Just start. Don't think about it too much. Once you have the basics, just start. And I promise you everything's gonna work.
With determination and passion, Shantana Etienne has turned a dream into reality. As this brand grows, it's clear that Etienne is not just creating clothes, but crafting a community of women who are ready to break barriers. And the best part? This is only the beginning. With Kiss My Peach, the future of fitness fashion is in powerful, inspiring hands. For the Bahamas Tonight Access Now, I am Destiny Reed.
Good story there, Destiny. And still to come, law enforcement joins us tonight. We're going to find out all about the Choose Peace, Not Violence Symposium. So keep it locked.
We at Candid Security offer a wide range of security services, including guard service. We do armored service, we do pre-employment investigation, background checks, also get people for employment. A live business hosted PBX is extremely important to our operation. I don't have to be in my office. I can easily get connected with our clients, my vendors, my NASA office, and with our employees in the field, anytime, anywhere.
Hi, I'm Brent Burrows, Vice President of Retail and Sales at CBS Bahamas and the CBS Pro Store. Not only do we guarantee the best prices on all your favorite building materials, but we're proud to offer the best delivery program in all of Nassau. Whether you buy one box of screws or a truckload of plywood, island-wide delivery is just $5. And for our Family Island customers, we're proud to offer complimentary drop-off to the mailboat of your choice. Visit us today at the CBS Pro Store on Robinson Road and check out our website to set up your next delivery.
Our mandate on the mission statement for the program is to develop community leaders and nation builders through the art of Jonkano. The future belongs to them, so being able to instill the culture in young people and at the same time make them productive citizens of the society is basically what our program offers. We teach them from scratch, so how to pace, how to beat a drum, how to ring a cowbell, how to blow a horn, to get that good understanding of what the culture is like. The program is more than just Jonkano itself, where we bring a group of teens to perform, but we also assist them with life lessons, find scholarship opportunities for them to go abroad and further their education. In this day and time, it's very hard for kids coming up, and so we try to find means within the Jonkano arena, but at the same time use just Jonkano as the outlet to make them better at life. Crime-free? Looks like me.
Do your part. Join the movement to a safer Bahamas.
You're looking at a live shot of Nassau Cruise Port. That shot is courtesy of our drone pilot, Destiny Reed. Let's take a trip down to North Andros. Andros and you think you have entered Foggy Bottom, then guess again. You are in North Andros and the area is just experiencing a little fog, so drive carefully. Here's a caution from Beverly Larimore, Family Island Administrator for North Andros.
We would like to advise residents, especially motorists that live in pine forest areas, to be careful on the road, especially early mornings when driving vehicles, to watch out for pedestrians, as there are always continuous thick fog on the roadways early morning. This can be very dangerous if not cautious when driving, as sometimes visibility is near zero.
So watch out for the fog over there in Andros. Tonight, Assistant Superintendent of Police Kendra Wallace-Wims joins us along with Inspector Rose Simmons. Ladies, welcome both to the Bahamas Tonight Access Now.
Thank you, LaDawn, for having us.
So, Mrs. Wims, or should I say Inspector Wims, Assistant, yes, talk to us a little bit about this event and how did it all come about.
Well, this event came about through the partnership with the Anglican Diocese Bahamas Church, and in conjunction with the Royal Bahamas Police Force Domestic Violence Task Force Unit, as it relates of domestic that is occurring in the country, which has been existed for many decades, which also is a disease that has plagued our society. And now we find that we need to sensitize our members of the public, as well as our law enforcement agencies and our partners within our community on what domestic violence is. And not only that, how it impacts the lives of families, women, men, and children, and to see how we could assist victims as well as perpetrators holistically.
Why was it so important to host an event like this at this particular time?
Because as it relates to the violence that is occurring in the Bahamas currently, we see that we need to be more proactive in the community as it relates to domestic violence and violence in general. Our young people needs to be reached. Our women need to be reached as well as our young men. We find that because violence are in the home, and because children see violence on a daily basis and they are reared in homes of violence, they think that is the norm. So now they are acting out these violence as adults. So now we find that we have to reach out to not only our partners, but our women, our men, our school system, and every aspect of society to show them that, hey, there are systems in place that can help victims holistically, children, men in particular, who are now coming forward in reporting matters of domestic violence, which was not heard of back in the day, but now it always existed, LaDawn. So now we're trying to sensitize members of the public to let them understand and be more aware that we have programs, we have agencies that exist that is here to assist victims holistically as well as perpetrators.
And speaking of sensitizing the public, who are you expecting to attract at this symposium?
Awesome. We are expecting to attract law enforcement agencies as well as government agencies, our faith-based ministries, non-profit organizations, our Civic Bahamas as well, and the Bahamas holistically. So everyone is invited to this event because what we want to do is to sensitize everyone to know exactly what the Royal Bahamas Police Force is offering as it relates to assisting victims and perpetrators as well as the Anglican Diocese Church.
Now, Inspector Simmons, I want to get you in on the conversation. Talk to us a little bit about some of the presenters and the topics at this symposium.
Well, firstly, let me say that this event, which is scheduled for Wednesday the 26th at the Paul Farquharson Conference Center at Police Headquarters, it's going to be the first of many. This is not going to be the only symposium. The event tomorrow is focused on law enforcement agencies and government agencies, but in the future there are going to be more that's open to the public and also for perpetrators themselves, where they can get the help that they need. Presenting personnel from the Anglican Diocesan, you have Miss Cheryl Carroll, Dr. Neville Evans, Dr. Valerie Knowles, and Mrs. Tanya Seymour.
And can you remind the public as to where and when the event is going to take place?
The event that is scheduled for tomorrow is the 26th of February 2025 at 10 a.m. That would be at the Paul Farquharson Conference Center, Police Headquarters. But that is only the first of many of these types of symposiums.
All right, Assistant Superintendent Kendra Wallace-Wims, I want to get it right, and Inspector Rose Simmons, thank you guys so much for joining us here on the Bahamas Tonight Access Now, and all the best to you in your symposium tomorrow evening.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Let's take a look at what's coming up in sports.
Tabernacle and CI Gibson in an overtime thriller at last night's Hugh Campbell Championship game. Details of that story and more coming up in sports. Welcome to your Tuesday Sports, everyone. I'm Amajal Knowles, topping sports. Well, if you weren't at the Kendall G. Isaacs Gymnasium last night, you missed an instant classic. The Tabernacle Baptist Falcons and the Sky Gibson Rattlers in an overtime thriller in the 41st Hugh Campbell Tournament Championship game. No need for any intros. Let's get straight to the highlights. First quarter action, Tabby leading by 3. That lead quickly equalized as Darius Hannah with the triple here. He had 16 on the night. Next possession, Hannah with the hot hand early. He would hit another one from behind the arc to give CI the early lead. Still in the first, the Rattlers would get the steal. Melvin Simeon finding Conde Smith in transition for the tough layup. Rattlers going up 19-8 to end the first period. Second quarter, Tayshaun Butler attacking in transition, making the tough layup to give CI a 17-point advantage, their biggest lead of the night. To the second half, where the pendulum would swing in favor of the Falcons. Gianno Murray with a tough floater in the lane here for 2 of his 16 points. Still in the third, Tabby getting the steal. Anthony Missick would find Claudius Burrows in transition for the two-handed flush. Falcons cut the lead to 9. Tabby within 2. Outlet pass as Burrows finds Missick in transition. He would miss the layup, with the cleanup man Dylan Morris with the putback to tie things up at 38 apiece. Fast forward to the fourth. The Falcons clinging to a 2-point lead. Butler in transition with the easy layup for 2 of his 23 points. Game tied at 57. Fast forward just under 10 seconds to go in the fourth. A pivotal call here, and what initially would look like a foul. Referee is ruling a jump ball, possession arrow in favor of the Rattlers, much to the dismay of the pro-Tabernacle fans in attendance. CI inbounding the ball. Butler would find Mario Roll underneath for the inside tough layup, tying things up at 73 apiece. Tabby with an opportunity to win at the buzzer, but the final attempt from Claudius Burrows is no good, and we have free basketball. In overtime, Tabby still clinging to a 1-point lead. And here goes the cleanup man, Dylan Morris, yet again with another tough layup to extend Tabby's lead to 2. Final 10 seconds of overtime, Rattlers with possession. Conde Smith with a 3-point attempt, but it is no good. Tabby gets the rebound, but the Rattlers are able to get the steal. Melvin Simeon with one last desperation attempt for CI, but it is no good. The Falcons hold on, rallying from a 17-point first-half deficit to secure the 89-87 win and now the 9th Hugh Campbell title in school history and 3rd for head coach Kevin Clark.
We just fell down in the beginning, but our coach is motivating us and us looking at each other and saying we could do better than that. We just pulled it together and scored the ball, played defense, played hard, and came back.
That's been a look at your sports on this Tuesday. A check on weather when we return.
Throughout our lifetime, we must all make decisions. No matter how we choose, the right one just needs to be made. Like having J.S. Johnson Insurance Agents and Brokers as your insurance partner. We've been serving the Bahamas for over 100 years. Whether you need home, motor, marine, or commercial insurance, make the right decision. Call 397-2100 or visit jsjohnson.com. JS Johnson Insurance.
It's time now for your Access weather forecast. A pre-frontal trough moved through the northwest Bahamas last night and this morning with some showers, some of which were heavy at times. The line of showers is now moving into the southeast Bahamas, but the heavy stuff seems to be over the open waters of the Atlantic. And your boating forecast tonight is brought to you by Live Business, where we bulk up your business. For all areas tonight, those winds, they're going to swing out of the northwest behind that front. Speeds about 10 to 15 knots. The wave fights 2 to 4 feet. Tide-wise, it's going to be low at 11:53 tonight. And then tomorrow in the northwestern islands, the winds become northeast to east at 10 to 15 knots. The wave heights 2 to 4 feet. High tide will occur at 6:15 in the morning with the low tide at 12:41 in the afternoon. And for the central and southeastern islands, beautiful boating conditions, light and variable winds with flat seas. And then as we take you to Thursday, in the northwestern islands, that clockwise rotation continue. Winds becoming southeast to south at 10 to 15 knots. The wave heights 2 to 4 feet. Now the high tide on Thursday, that will take place at 7:01 in the morning with a low tide at 1:23 in the afternoon. And for the central and southeastern islands, the winds pick up just a bit. Southeast 10 to 15 knots. The wave heights 2 to 4 feet. That's going to do it for your boating forecast. It's time now for your international temperatures. And they're brought to you by Roll Star Assurance.
looking rosy, like a nice bright summer lily. If you're feeling me, put your hands in the air. Hands in the air. With my arms around her waist and with her hair on my shoulder, my lovely island woman, talking back just like a lobster. If you're feeling me.
And that's got to do it for your international temperatures, brought to you by Royal Star Shorts. But join me at 11 o'clock for a full weather update. Ladon.
Thanks a lot, Basil. Some rain this morning, but it looks like sun with a little bit of clouds for the rest of the week. Let's turn things over now to Matea Cunningham, and let's talk socials.
Hi, social media lights. Matea here again, and you're watching Let's Talk Socials. Today, we're talking about a video circulating not just on Bahamian TikTok, but across Caribbean TikTok. I'm sure most of you are familiar with Fantasia, the early 2010s R&B artist who had us all in our fields. Well, are you familiar with her song, When I See You? I bet you don't remember it sounding like this. Roll the tape.
I put my party on the barrel. I look back and my party ain't there. I asked my brother where it is. He say, I don't know, boy. How about you go check again? Looking out for my hot party. I see a crumb on this boy left cheek. What's happening to me? All I want is my hot body. This boy eat my body. I don't know if I should freak out. I don't know if I should cry. My hot body, why? My body on my mind. My belly grumping, I got a my hot body. My hot body. Whoa, 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 oh. My body on my mind. My belly grumping, I got my hot body. Whoa, whoa. My hot body.
Okay, so maybe there was a rendition done Bahamian style, but I'd say it could give the original a run for its money, no? This serves as yet another reminder that Bahamians are some of the most creative people in the world. Thanks so much for tuning in. I'm Matea, and this has definitely been Let's Talk Socials.
And that's a wrap for us tonight. Make sure to stay tuned for the Rundown with Clint Watson. Good night, everybody.
We are here in the time of need. There's no discrimination. The mission is to relieve the suffering. We volunteer, we deliver care. With donors and partners, we're always here to turn compassion into action. Protecting life and health with our training throughout the year. We empower to heal the world. There is hope, assistance with disasters. There is shelter and love for our people. We can work together to help those in need. So volunteer with us and donate to show you care. There is hope, assistance with disasters. There is shelter and love for our people. We can work together to help those in need. So volunteer with us and donate to show you care. Together, let's build a more resilient Bahamas. Community farming for food security. Climate programs suited for our island country. Together, let's build a more resilient Bahamas. This message brought to you by the Bahamas Red Cross Society in conjunction with the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas.